count is, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit 400 here within the next week or so, which is pretty badass. Thank you guys for that.
So,
all right.
Do you want to do introductions?
Yep. So the way this differs is that because this is our finals, this will be a best of 5. The rest of our games were best of 3s. So now that that's out of the way, our red Terran player in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, from Clan Just, it is Ward.
And his opponent in the bottom right of the map, as we said before, carving his way through the bracket from MG, the Blue Zerg, it is Pinecone.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. I don't know about, how do you feel about this map, man?
I mean, it's all right. As Terran, I kind of like it because it's got decent drop points.
Shit, yeah.
But if they're defending that kind of big open space, you know, like if I was against Ward and I was trying to drop on the right and he defends that, I mean, it's hard flying all the way over to the potential third on that far side.
Everyone calling me out for my alert. I'm sorry, guys. I can't fucking change who I am for you guys. That's just who I am. But one thing worth noting, did Pinecone somehow pick up a clan in between semifinals and finals? Because I swear the dude was just clanless. We're all here getting, did he pick up a clan in between semifinals and finals? Wasn't he just clanless?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, he did.
I don't know. It's just weird
Look at
to
that,
me.
guys.
Like, we're out here finding people clans mid-tournament. No, I don't know. It's just weird. Excuse
me. So it does look like a pool coming down, hash gas pool from Pinecone, and a Reaper expand from Terran. So pretty standard issue TVZ here.
Yeah, nothing too crazy really to report on just yet. I'm pretty excited for the series, though. Even just tonight, we've seen really good games from both players, but from Ward, we've seen insane games in the past. He's gotten very close to winning it, I want to say, because I know we've got him into the finals at least. So this should be pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm really hoping for some good games here. The 4-0 finals have been something that have shown up every now and then, but we've had some pretty close ones, too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been really happy with the way tonight has gone. Like, all the games have been pretty fun, in my opinion. And the show match was awesome, too, so pretty hype. But there's really nothing going on just yet. This Reaper's going to come up in here, maybe try to find a little bit of damage, but this Queen should pop out just in time, so.
Yep, absolutely, man. So they're actually the drone. One of them goes down. Pinecone gonna get this around here, actually, I think. Oh, shit. Reaper, pretty slippery, man.
Yeah, seriously. You're never gonna catch me. This is like the greased up deaf guy on Family Guy, dude. This is Slick Willy right here, man. Looks like he's gonna get 2 drones and actually escape with his life, which is pretty cool when you can kill 2 drones with just a Reaper, man. But now he's going into just deny the third mode, I'd imagine. That's pretty much what they do with it after it moves in with the drone kills. So
it looks like it's going to be Hellion Cyclone here, actually, as the second factory is down, and now the factory's flipping with the barracks.
Yep. It's pretty standard. We've seen that numerous times tonight. It seems to be one of the go-to builds right now. It's pretty hot. Oh, shit. Micro gaming. I'm such an asshole, man. Guys, I apologize.
Well, now we all learn.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Not an asshole because now we have an opportunity to pimp it out in chat, man.
But dude was teamless and he picked up a team in the middle of the... Like, I'm not crazy, right? That did happen here. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Everyone go follow Micro. The dude puts on an amazing stream. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. Literally, my favorite commentary of all streamers. Like, seriously, the man is just insane. If you don't believe me, pop in there, give him the old follow and watch him for 10 minutes. I guarantee you, you'll agree. So I just got to give shout-outs where shout-outs are due. Micro's always been there for us. He's worth giving a little shout-out to. But in this game... oh, I was going to say we have some links poking in, but nope. It's going to be a minute. It should be a nice main buzz, but oh, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think he knows that Ward is going to have some Hellions and more than likely some Cyclones in a little bit here, as the Armory is just about to finish up as well. So going to turn those into Hellbats. Only 4 Banelings right now with an additional... What is that?
That's a lot. Yeah, I was going to say at least a metric shitload coming in behind those 4. So and enough to pop this wall, no question. The real question is how much damage will he be able to do behind popping the wall. So, all right, we'll have to see, though. This is a lot of Hellions, and if he can kind of kite this back, he should be able to clean up this. It's all going to come down to the surround, yeah. And the surround just wasn't quite there. It was kited back very well into the mineral line. And now... Excuse me, these Cyclones joining the fight as well. So I'd have to say it was a good idea to try to poke in there and get that aggression done, but I don't think it did enough damage for the cost. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I actually agree. Ling Bane bust against Hellion Cyclone, not really ideal. Pretty costly there, but nothing that I guess is going to be absolutely game end changing. And there is a additional Ling Bane army sitting over on the left side here. So as long as Pinecone's paying attention, doesn't get attacked by this, and he actually, I think he might be. I mean, we'll have to see
the gate is down. No,
yep.
Close your door. Shit.
Huge.
Yeah, a bit of a born in the barn moment there where the gate was left completely open, and now these bangs just gonna have their way.
God.
Oh,
huge hits there, massive hits.
Man, like that's just a lot, dude. So I think he just needs to hold on right here. As long as he can clean up these Hellbats and Cyclones, he'll be in a very good position. 15 drones for like 6 Banes. You never want to leave your door down. So I mean, it sucks. It happens. So.
I don't know that Zerg's going to be able to clean this up, though, but okay, splitting there.
These Banes, maybe?
I think it
would have been
a little bit better to keep the army together. Now there is just the Cyclones. They are very, very strong. But keeping that army, its power is in being clumped there. Letting kind of the Lings surround some of those Hellbats was a little rough. But those Lings starting to get to work on the Cyclones, and 2 additional ones do go down. So stuff looking pretty hard here for Ward.
Yeah, but he did get 7 drones with that aggression, so that's a pretty good pickup. I mean, it's now 31. He has the drone lead, right? So he lost a base, but it's 32 SCVs to 25 drones, man. That's pretty good and well handled from Ward that he was able to continue production behind this. As long as he can get this wall up and stop another one, he should be all right.
Yeah, and he actually kept that base. I'm not sure if you're talking about his natural, but he lifted it. Yeah, so he does have that.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm a jackass. Okay.
Save some SCVs from it too, so he's actually looking in pretty good shape here. He has reinforced his Cyclones and his Hellbats again, so he shouldn't be able to get run up on by any Lings or anything like that.
Regret SC2 joining us in chat, saying I just did a full playthrough Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls campaign on stream, so I just got here. Damn. Well, that's a pretty good reason to be late, so no worries from gamers here. I believe you joined us last night and followed us, so thank you very much for coming back. Normally they don't come back. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, dude. We appreciate it. No, I'm just fucking around.
Just get all weepy-eyed. Normally people just don't ever come back. But by the way, not big shout out, but what is up, Greenert11? I don't think I've seen you around here before.
Last night too.
Like
Thank you very much. Yeah,
look at
both of those guys
He's
followed us last night. Fucking joining us again. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I run down the list so much, I got it all memorized.
That's fair. Yeah, he does run the Vivbat side of things, man. So.
Oh, these Lings again, just coming in and being a little more of an annoyance than anything, but just getting that scouting information off is pretty good. But he now has to deal with this aggression again. That's a lot of Hellbats and Cyclones, dude. You think Banes can save it alone?
Ward gets an extra opportunity. I mean, it depends really here, but he gets another opportunity here to do that attack that he was doing earlier. Keeping his army, I don't know, man. There's a decent amount more Banes on. I'm not sure that clumping his army is going to be a good enough thing, and the number of Cyclones just isn't really there to tank those.
Yeah.
These Hellbats should be pretty nice, though, as he is reinforcing with even more, man. Looks like Pinecone's just going to try and do a counterattack.
Yeah, absolutely. He knew this third base was a loss. There's no way you're going to beat that many Hellbats without your Spines and your Queens, and I think he kind of knew that. So the third base was a loss, and at this point, it's... Oh, the run by... Dude, I think he thought the wall was completely blocked off, but unfortunately it wasn't. Oh, it was down, actually. So these Hellbats are going to get transformed, but just a little bit too late. And as Follow Micro said, Pinecone's run-bys are so deadly. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and echo that. Look. So now he's in a weird position of, do you come back and deal with this, or do you just attack? And it looks like he's going to allow those Hellions to clean this up, and this will be an attack. But these Spines, man, I don't know. Queens and Spines are deadly. It'll all come down to these Bane crashes, right? If he can actually get some effective Bane hits. Ooh, I don't know about chasing shit off, though.
Yep, trading a couple Lings there. Definitely not what he wants to do. He needs every single unit here to make sure that he can get the surround with those Lings. Bringing in some Roaches, I think, is a really good idea. The number of Cyclones isn't too crazy. Most of his army composition is in those Hellbats, so...
Yeah.
But we'll have to see, man. That is a big army. He needs these Bane hits, like, just to go off on this clumped up Hellbat.
Yeah.
Splitting, I think, now is actually the better decision.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with Scarecrow, too, that Pinecone's macro isn't starting to look very good when you consider the 51 to 35 drone worker difference, and the fact that the Terran player, or sorry, Ward, we know his name, is now on his third base before the Zerg player. So, yeah, I mean, I got to agree that it's starting to look a little rough for Mr. Pinecone. But that's not to say he didn't play very well. Those run bys were insane. It's just, you know, if you can hold on as the Terran and don't lose bases, you're starting to look pretty good, dude. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a very scary army that Ward has as well. Ninja base going on from Pinecone, so I kind of like that. We'll have to see if it ever gets scouted. Massive spines coming up at the natural. Wants to make sure that he really doesn't die.
Yep, and Pinecone has vision of this third too, so he knows it's down. I do like this decision of this ninja base over here, especially because it should go unscouted for quite a while, so Ward will maybe just think he's on 3 bases. But Ward had an excellent game sense in the fact that these turrets went up right when the mutas popped out, so these mutas shouldn't find any damage here at this third. The one thing they could find damage on, though, is the army. There's only one Thor. So.
Yep, absolutely, man. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and this third is completely fortified. There's no way you're going to take that with the current army comp from our Zerg player, Pinecone. But he did take his 4th, too, so maybe he can just be annoying, have a good presence on that side of the map, and try to macro his way out of this hole. So. Yeah,
man, it's definitely a possibility. The army from Ward is starting to get pretty big, pretty scary. At a certain point in time, I imagine he'll feel confident enough to just move across the map and unsieging those tanks. It may be just now, man.
Yeah, so Pinecone's going to push across with these mutas, but there's turrets everywhere. Ward has done a really good position at just kind of guessing what's coming based off the previous unit comp, and I don't think these mutas are really going to find... Oh, but as I say that, I'm a jackass, because look, this production right here in this armory is completely left undefended, and he'll be able to pick this up. That was a huge pickup too, man. I think maybe a little bit irrelevant at this point, but still.
No, I definitely agree. I think still the advantage goes to Ward here as he pushes in. I'm not sure if that base was actually canceled. I mean, at this point, Ward can pretty much just take the Banelings to the face. It's not something that he wants to do. But his army with those tanks, the Thor and the Cyclones, just can, you know, they have so much HP to be tanking those shots. If these Banes go off on the Thor, that's just a nightmare.
Oh, and as you say that, they literally all go off exactly where they weren't supposed to on the Thor. And the second one's going to get cleaned up, but that was too much, man. As we said, Ward is going to be able to push pretty convincingly with this. As soon as those tanks get planted, that's definitely a good game. And yeah, the mutas are pretty much uncontested at the moment, but it's going to be the matter of how much damage they can get done before this army gets wiped out.
Yep, for sure. Pinecone's already playing a base down. I mean, he has that third, but it's not saturated or anything like that. So with these Lings, though, very nice, man. Going to be actually able to clean that up, but does clean up the natural of Pinecone, thus leaving him on just 1 base. Or, well, I guess 2 base for Larva, but 1 base of mining. And it's rarely even mining.
Yep. So Dirtface is saying, I watched this and feel like I could do better, but they're both probably higher ranked than me. I don't know. This is our Plat Diamond, so if you're ranked higher than Diamond, maybe. But I don't know. I think both players are playing really well. StarCraft is one of those things where from an outside perspective, it looks so easy. Like, oh, I could hold that push really easy. But then when you're in the game, it's like completely different. I feel like proof of that is people always think they can beat me because they watch my stream and they're like, this guy's trash. And then sometimes I can bop him. But that's neither here nor there. Pinecone taps out. And Ward will take it with a pretty convincing mech win there. I don't think there was ever really a point where that army was contested. And he managed to contain as well. So.
Yep, absolutely. Very nicely played from Ward. Did kind of I don't want to say sloppy, but you know, got a little bit owned on that first attack when he got surrounded by Lings, but then just, you know, had really solid macro behind building up a second army. And it looks like we're going to be heading into Echo here. Yeah,
and I think the big thing that was pointed out in chat was that Pinecone in all his previous games had insane macro behind all of his aggression, but during that time, that third got shut down so many times he could just never really kick off, and he was just struggling in macro for the entire game, so... He still played well, don't get me wrong, but he could just never getting his econ rolling, I guess.
Yep, absolutely, man. So, looks like both players have at least selected their race. Make sure they're ready, and then we're going to head into Game 2 on Echo, man.
Oh, where were the Swarm hosts at? They buy time. I would have to agree with that. Everyone keeps saying that I need to add Swarm hosts to my play because I play Zerg as well, but I haven't done it yet. But I would agree that they might have been very useful there in that particular situation.
Yeah. Turd Zergler approved.
Yeah, I always take things back to my play because that's how I relate to the game. But yeah, I don't know. I'd agree. I think they would have been helpful there.
So. All right, man. Game 2, dude. I am ready for this. Hopefully, we have, like I said, hopefully it's not, you know, a 4-0 or a 3-0 or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Pinecone come back. Definitely believe he could. I mean, we were really hyped on his counterattack there. That counterattack had game-ending potential. So just, you know, maybe 1 or 2 more of those, and that game would have gone a little bit differently.
Yep. But when you have all those Thors and you're fighting the Mutas, I mean, that was pretty much a wrap at that point. Plus, all the ground army was just uncontested. So that was very well played from Ward. You know, he just handled it. He handled all that early aggression and then just out-macroed his opponent. That's exactly what you want to do in the game of StarCraft. So,
indeed.
And a lot of run-bys, too. That was in the face of how many run-bys, as Kaye is pointing out in chat. So
yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, let me get rid of the Wubby Dub real quick and update our scoreboard. Oh, I always mess it up the first time around. All right, so our red Terran player in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing from Clan Just, it is Ward. Currently up 1 game in this best of 5.
And his opponent having to find a way to match this series to tie it up 1-1. The Pink Zerg picking up a clan in the middle of our tournament. It is from MG with Micro Gaming Pinecone.
Yeah, Micro Gaming. I love it.
Micro Gaming Pinecone.
Nice, nice. And for those of you just joining while we have a little bit of lull here in the beginning of the game, if you like the Nydus content, go ahead and hit that follow because we have a ridiculous amount of content coming in the future. We have a weekly tournament. We're about to have 3 clan wars every week for 3 weeks in a row. And then on top of that, we're doing 2 $150 opens in the immediate future that are obviously open to anyone. So yeah, that's basically it. We're bringing some rapid fire content down the line in the next couple of weeks. So if you like what you see, hit that follow.
Absolutely, man. We are so close. We're at 388 right now. I just need 12 more to get to the old 400, man.
We need some more content tonight so we can push for 400, dude. Are we going to do our show match? No, just kidding.
Just like into the 4 a.m. Like, come on, followers.
Yeah. Just push for it, man. But no, thank you for everyone who has followed. That's a good segue. I think we got like 17, 18 last time I checked or something. So that's a great night. And on top of that, good KCR night. Burton threw us 420 and Carter also threw us 420. So they basically covered the show match payout or however you want to look at it that way. So thank you, guys.
Yep. Absolutely, man. So it looks like standard issue Reaper Expand coming out of Ward from Pinecone. It looks to be Hatch Gas Pool.
Yep. Absolutely. Regret saying, I believe Team Micro can make StarCraft great again. Dude, Micro's got a great stream. I love all the people in there, too. So, but yeah, I think we're off to a pretty standard game. So, nothing too crazy to me sticking out just yet. So,
yep. I think we're probably going to see the exact same thing from Ward as we do see that second gas down. More than likely a factory going to be coming out down in a second now.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if Pinecone's able to respond to it, recognize, what's going on and how he decides to go about defending it.
Yeah, I don't know that Ward used to play mech back when we first casted him because we've never had a mech player on the Nydus before. So it leads me to believe that he's definitely capable of rocking out some pretty heavy bio, right? Because that's what he had to have used in the past. I would have remembered some mech play, man.
This guy just said we didn't have a mech player on the Nydus.
Well, before Rainy came along, you know what I mean.
Yeah? Yeah. The guy, the lady who won week 10 of the Nydus, man.
Yeah, I meant before that when Ward played. That was my bad, but yeah, you're right.
I guess, man, it's all good. So looks like Reaper just poking at some lings right now. Nothing too crazy going on. Standard issue TVZ stuff. Ward with pretty nice micro, picking up all those lings.
Yep.
Indeed, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to call.
It's been so much StarCraft tonight, man.
Yeah.
Like there's just been a ton of StarCraft. We've had a lot of TVZs. Both the show match and the finals are TVZs, so definitely awesome. But man,
and I was getting down on Nation Wars before this. My brain is just like StarCraft right now. I got mad respect for those casters that can put in like 12-hour shifts and shit. Like they definitely earn my respect, dude, because this is crazy. But yeah, Dirtface, thank you very much for the follow. We appreciate it.
389, man. We're almost down to 10 people, man. We're so damn close.
I'm about to make 10 troll accounts, dude, just to get... Nah, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. I probably shouldn't even joke about that. Next thing you know, like the channel shut down and shit for suspicious behavior. No.
We were just trying to
Yeah, like, I was just kidding, guys.
I know, right?
But no, back to the game. It is looking like Ward's about to do the exact same thing in that we have a second factory coming down. It's even reactored as well. I'm just waiting for the arm. Okay, the armory's up as well. Yeah, so we got the samesies coming out on this side of things.
Yep. So we know what we're going to get with Ward, with Pinecone. It looks to be very similar too, but I got to say, okay, never mind. He has 3 gases. I thought he had that one up in his main. I was like, this is starting to look like Muta. But he does have that third base up, so I honestly think Muta is a terrific answer to this build.
Yeah.
But if you don't have enough, you definitely can still die to it.
Yeah, and you still have to have something for when these Hellions come across, right? Like, sure, going Muta is awesome, but if you don't have a couple spines or at least some lings or anything to hold these Hellions that are moving it out as I speak right now. Oh, okay, never mind. He pulled back, making me look like a jackass, Ward. Nah. but no, seriously, like, you also need something to deal with this if you are going for Mutas, but judging by the lack of Spire, I'm going to say he's not. He's just going to stick it out with Roaches, but he should be able to hold this then with Roaches.
Yeah, it really depends on the number of Cyclones and what type of damage the Cyclones do get.
Yep. So we'll have to see here. They're now morphing into Hellbats. Pretty much the same push from last time, except for it looks like there's more Cyclones this time around. Last time the first push only had like 1 or 2, and there's a pretty significant number. I don't know if there's enough Roaches, but that's what we said last time, so I guess we'll just have to see how this rolls.
Yeah, man. He's got to take care of these Cyclones, unfortunately. The Lings, I think, are probably the better. You need like a mix, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need the Lings to distract things, and then your Roaches to knock down the key units with your Queens. Getting a little bit better trades here as the Cyclones are attacking the third.
Yeah.
So he is, oh man, I gotta say, from Ward, losing a couple of his units, he is going to be able to take down this third at least, so that is a saving grace.
Yeah, he'll get a third, but he lost a pretty gas-heavy army, and I don't know that that matters or anything. I just think it's worth commenting on. Like, that was a lot of gas that just went down. So
Denominator, thank you very much, man. You have made it 390 people. We just need 10 more to 400, guys.
I'm just going to stream personally on the Nydus all night and push for them last 10, dude. Like, well, I'm going to get us our 400 giggle. Nah, but thank you very much for everyone that has followed. That's got to be somewhere near 20, which is a really good haul for a night. So thank you guys very much. If you like what you see, come participate next time. If you're Plat or Diamond, you can jump in this tournament. We do it every week, except for the very rare exceptions when we're going to do our $150 opens. But we don't have dates for that yet. So yeah, long story short, since we got a little bit of time here, if you like what you see, come play sometime. It should be pretty fun. A lot of these players that enter every week are getting really good too, because we got a lot of practice partners that are coming out of this and just being exposed to a bunch of different strats too. So I'm not trying to like toot our own horn or anything, but some of these players are getting really good just from playing in this shit, in my opinion. It's not the ladder they do off. It's only this tournament that, you know.
So looks like Roach Ravager coming out from Pinecone. He's got a nice haul of units now. Should be able to fight this Hellbat Cyclone a little bit better. Third base coming down from Ward, about to be an orbital command. So it looks like Ward is gearing up for a push, but not wanting to overcommit. But every moment that he kind of doesn't commit here, I don't think he knows about Pinecone's fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. A bunch of Overlords being loaded up too. I really want to see how this is headed out. And plus with speed, this could do a lot of damage. Anti-Serum saying, I wish we could play the game this zoomed out. Me too, man. And I get spoiled because I sit here and cast for 6 hours in a row, and then I get off and try to jump onto my stream, and I'll sit here and spam the zoom out key for like 5 minutes. For like the whole time I play, I'm sitting there smashing the button, and then I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, I'm not casting anymore. So I'm with you there, dude. I try to do it during my games constantly. It's a gift and a curse, this observing shit. But this drop, dude, I'm so excited for these Overlords.
Dun, dun, dun.
So many Roaches, dude. Oh, but they're gonna get scouted from this Maynard of these workers.
Oh, and there is a missile turret up there too, man. So this could turn out really poorly for Pinecone here. But I love the effort, man, trying to make it work. Unfortunately, I think there's actually just too much mech army here.
Yeah, that got cleaned up rather convincingly, dude.
Yep, absolutely, man.
And the unfortunate thing was it was timed such that the Roaches weren't ready to hit the third or anything, or the front. I mean, they did hit the third. But they weren't ready in the front either. Yeah, so you know, it was a very good play from Pinecone, but I don't think it was the game-ending move that he wanted it to be right there.
Yeah, because the mech army, he did kill the third, and that's huge for mech. What you want to do is shut down the ability to get the third, because they have really expensive units. By the way, this burrow is fucking magical. Yeah. If this works, like, oh
no,
man. Oh, that would have been amazing. But see, what the third going down is huge. But this mech army is still gigantic, and these tanks are going to start to get a couple shells off here on the Roaches.
Yeah, so he did get speed, and you can tell he's just going to try to kite out of the tank range and pick off what units he can. And it was good pickups, but I don't think he can attack into this just yet, man. There's no way.
Yep.
No way. And another tank joins the fight as well, yeah. Oh, but he picked him before the tanks got planted. Oh, but at what cost? He lost a lot of roaches. The amount of tanks, though, is just, unbeatable, I dare say, at this point, dude.
And he's got a decent amount of Hellions to turn into Hellbats to give him the buffer. And the Thors too, you know, as a really big meat shield in front of those tanks. The tanks are going to be the main DPS, especially against these roaches. But man, a couple of Thors in there just to block from them. That's what you want.
Yeah, and so many tanks too. Oh shit! So he's going to be able to come in here and get that tank before it was able to get planted down, and that was a huge pickup from Pinecone. But there's still not enough to contest this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of Thors, a lot of tanks. I don't know. That's just too much, man. I don't think there's really anything to deal with this. And he's morphing Ravagers, but they're right in range, and they're getting picked off as they're coming in.
Oh, they do finish up at least, but yeah, you're right. I mean, this mech army is just kind of too chunky, really, you know?
Yeah.
The DP, it's going to be really hard to kill this with, you know, not super efficient trades.
Yeah, and Denominator's correct in chat. I got to give credit where credit is due. It doesn't look very good for Mr. Pinecone in this game. But his creep spread has been phenomenal, dude. Like,
yep, I totally agree.
So,
more Hellbats making their way across the map now. Going to be more tanks moving forward as, man, this is kind of what I was talking about. Look at those Thors do their job.
Yeah, everything is just, yeah, exactly. Like, the Thors are just protecting the tanks. The tanks are just having their field day back here. And just like that, Ward will take game number 2.
Yep.
Holy shit, he's got a very well timed out mech build, man. That's twice now. It was pretty much the exact same thing, but timed out a little bit better and with more Thors. And man, did that pay off.
Yeah, dude, that was super strong. Very nicely done by Ward. Obviously, we can see it's a build that he's very comfortable with. I'm not gonna lie, dude. My girlfriend made popcorn at some point during that game, and it has just been smelling like crazy. I gotta get some of this action.
Nice. Go ahead and get you some. We're gonna sit here and watch.
I know, right?
It's not creepy or anything.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's got some sort of weird ass like sugar powder on it, though. I'm not down with that.
I'm hungry too, dude. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I really want sugar
6 kernels
popcorn.
here or whatever we got, dude. I mean, I'll share them.
All right, so game number 3. If Ward takes this, that's the tournament, and Ward will become our weekly champion. But we have seen some beast games out of Pinecone. It's not like he's out of this by any means. He can completely do this. But he's got to win them all. He's got to win them all.
Yep. The old, I mean, it's not an all kill, but the old reverse swing back or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Looks like Ward is ready. Obviously, man, he's up 2 games. I'm sure he wants to be on his way, get his $10 and his NSL Week 12 belt, man. But standing in his way from Micro Gaming is definitely Pinecone.
Yep. And Pinecone's put on some hell of a good games so far. So he's not out of it. Like, I'm not trying to discredit him at all, but Ward is looking pretty monster with that mech play.
Mm-hmm. That's a strong build, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's very forgiving. It's not as rough as playing Bio. You have a lot of health with that build. You have a lot of DPS with that build. The only thing that you trade really with it is just your mobility.
Yeah, what even is the answer to that? Like, Ling Bane Muta would have got absolutely shit on, so I'm not sure what the answer is for that.
We'll do intros, and then I'll kind of give my opinion on it.
Okay, for sure. Let me just do the scoreboard really quick. So Ward is up 2 games. Bam! Just like that. We have this technology. Okay. So, our... Oh, shit! I didn't notice the race switch till just now because I was too busy doing... Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Our red Protoss player in the top right-hand corner of the map, it is Ward.
And his opponent in the top left of the map from Micro Gaming needs to find a way to come back in this series if he wants to keep his chance alive. The pink Zerg. It is Pinecone.
Nice. Okay, so Spooky mentioned this during the lobby. It was agreed on from both players that Ward could switch if he wanted to. Like, normally we say you have to identify your race or whatever, and I guess the other player knew, but yeah, so this was already predetermined that he could play Protoss if he wanted to. So now that he's up 2 games, what better chance to pull a Scarlet and try to rock a different race than right now? So I guess he's been practicing with it, and he just wanted to do it. But yeah, go ahead, and even though Terran is no longer applicable, what do you think the answer is to the build that he whipped out twice? Because I need to know this.
It depends if you're on 2 base or you're trying to make your way to 3 base. If you're on 2 base, I honestly think 2 base Muta is probably just a super, super strong answer to that.
But with all those scores, man.
With all no, 2-base meter like will hit before there's any significant numbers of Thors.
Okay,
If there's
okay.
one out, you can magic box it. But it's mostly should just be Hellbat and Cyclone that hit you at that point. But honestly, you're gonna need some Lings on the ground just to buffer for you and hopefully get a surround so your Mutas can clean it up. But if you're on 3-base, I honestly think Pinecone had a really good shot at holding it the first game. He just kind of bled out a little bit too many Lings because it was a little bit of a miss micro from Ward's part to send his Hellbats a little too far forward. Those got picked off, and then it was a surround on the Cyclone. So I mean, though he lost that game, I still feel like that was a proper response with how to deal with it.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm really interested to see how Mr. Ward plays Protoss, man. Like, we've seen him bust out Bio way back in the Nydus, and we've seen him play a lot of mech tonight, but I have no clue how dude's Protoss is. So this should be pretty fun. I wonder if he has, like, a very, very specific Protoss build lined up, or if he just wanted to race switch and is going to play Fluid.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. So
something that both players agreed on, and so if it's cool with them, hey, man, and that's how they want to do it, that's cool with us. Yeah. Certainly don't mind.
Yeah, no, that's how I was. Like, as long as both players are cool with it, we don't give a shit. We just want some good games. So, yeah, that was something that they worked out with Spook during the show match. So, I think it's badass that he's willing to do it. I have mad respect for people that could play dual race or whatever.
It's your finals too, homies. You get to decide what you want to do. If you want to switch race and stuff, that's cool.
Yep.
But it looks like the Twilight Council and Robotics Facility are coming out now for Ward. As just a couple, actually just one gateway. I'm thinking this might be for Warp Prism DTs, but it may just be for a big Adept Glaive attack. I'm not 100% sure, but it should be with a Warp Prism, whatever it is.
Yeah, and the one thing Pinecone has going for him is that a majority of that was just scouted. I think all of it, actually. Yeah, okay, so I just checked his vision. All of the production has been scouted, so he's got a very good idea of what's coming down the line here. And Pinecone choosing to go with +1 melee behind this, so maybe we're gonna get a flood, man. He's gonna try to just poke in here and get a really, really quick win, and I kind of like that decision, dude.
Yep.
I'd take it even further and set up the old R&D, but we say it too much, so it's kind of to be expected at this point, right?
Yeah.
Swarm Host is good against Protoss if you can get there. Everyone keeps telling me Swarm Host, man. Why don't I ever use them? Because you have to press a button, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. Zerg jokes.
So these Lings are coming in here now, going to pick up at least one Adept, as the other two are doing their best to get a decent trade. But yeah, man, this is good damage found from Pinecone. He should be able to clean up these Adepts and be able to clean up at least the probes at this expansion.
Yeah, that was some good pickups, though, from Pinecone. I mean, even 4 drones is pretty good, and a bunch of Adepts, so I'll take that trade any day for the cost of a couple Lings.
Yep, absolutely, man. And
7
some scouting
total
information as they do come up into the main. Gonna see the Warp Prism for sure.
But more importantly, yeah.
Shit, dude.
That Dark Shrine.
Called that like 2.5 minutes ago, man.
Yeah, no, that was pretty impressive, dude. You're getting better for sure. I didn't think it was coming, or didn't know it was coming, rather. But that was a good run by for sure. He got off the scout and 7 probes. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So this Warp Prism is going to come across the map. As you said earlier, though, Pinecone did see it. He's going to be dropping 2 spores, or no, a spore and a spine at the natural, and more than likely a spore at each base. So very nice. That scouting intel was just absolute money, dude.
Yep. And I'm glad they caught the reference because they said Scarlet style. Remember when she whipped out her Protoss? Yeah, that's what I was referencing. I rarely watch professional StarCraft. I need to watch a lot more of it. But even I remember that game because I watched that shit live and I was like, damn, that was so crazy, dude. I think everyone remembers that game, dude. That was badass. But that's neither here nor there because these Lings are all up in Ward's base. And now he's got to deal with this with just a single Immortal. I don't think that's going to cut it, man. Immortals are nice. And they're immortal, but yeah, I don't think. Okay, he doesn't have an overcharge either, which I think is weird. Oh, because he was going for the DTs. That's right. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense now.
Unfortunately, Ward getting a little caught up here, man. Maybe got a little too confident after using Hellions for 2 games. That Lings weren't really a problem.
Yeah.
But they sure are a problem right now.
Yeah.
as they are getting into his base, wreaking havoc. The DTs should be able to clean him up eventually, but they are just not quite as fast as the Lings. So the Lings are going to not only be able to poke at a couple more drones, but get a massive scout out of it.
Everyone's saying Ling Bane Ravager is popular, I guess, because of the delay. They're talking about how to hold that shit. I guess I need to explore that as well. Ling Bane Ravager, and everyone keeps telling me Ling Bane Hydra too. Like, fuck, man, I hear so much conflicting information. I just try it all at once and lose.
Yeah, you do.
Like Ling Bane Hydra Ravager, like roast.
Reading a random text line in chat and then being like, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Pinecone Archon does finish up. He's going to be able to pick it up, which is really big. The other Archon died while it was building. The Immortal is really doing its job here, just tanking a shitload of damage, and here comes the Warp Prism Micro, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, that was a pretty good pickup for Lings. I don't know necessarily if that one was worth it because he lost a lot of Lings there and didn't really get that much damage done. But, again, this might just be to scout and kind of see what's going on. But just getting all these probes to pull away from the minerals is huge because you're delaying all that mining time.
Yep. So I totally agree, man. Pinecone is making his way to his 4th now, too, so he's really trying to press his advantage.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing I've really learned from Pinecone's play, dude, and a lot of the players tonight have actually done this. We commented on it earlier, but Pinecone seems to be the one who stands out to me right now. But these small, like, look at what you can do with, like, just a group of 10 Lings, man, or 8 Lings or whatever. Like, you can just buy yourself so much time to get to a 4th base, get your tech down, and it's just really impressive what he's been able to do. Sometimes it's resulted in him kind of dying, you know, being across the map with too many Lings, but it seems like that's the rare occasion that he can't recover from his Ling counterattack.
Well, shit, as you said, man, that's kind of been the theme of the night, is just how much damage can I get done with this couple small units, and so far it's paid off huge in every series tonight. But in this one particular, he needs to bring all these Lings back and get this around. Oh, but again, he's choosing to just ignore this and go with a huge run by. So far, 14 probes have gone down on the other side of the map. But we're going to go ahead and watch this engagement because I think it's a little bit more applicable, because if he loses all of his army, he's going to be in an extremely bad way, as he just lost an entire base. Good pickups, though.
Definitely good pickups. And I gotta say, okay, now here he goes with warping in more units. He had an opportunity to be warping in there for a while, but they are actually DTs, which are going to be really nice here. The Archon's the backbone of this army as far as health, and Pinecone finding himself microing for his tournament life, man. There is a decent amount of Lings here, and they can't see those DTs, but he's taking some damage.
Yeah, it looks like he should be able to clean this up off of Queen Badassery alone if his transfuses are good enough. And behind this, he completely destroyed Ward's Natural, and with his 16 probes, that's huge, or drones, or whatever the hell.
One Archon does go down, some Lings swooping in, the second Archon will go down, and with that, more than likely, these Immortals are going to die too. And I gotta say, man, I think that Pinecone might have done it.
Yep, and I gotta agree with both Scarecrow and Shirshadai saying this is why you wall off. And they're correct, man. A wall and an overcharge right there, you would have been money. But it's easy for us to say because we weren't facing that aggression and all that shit. But I do agree with both of you guys that a wall right there would have been money. And again, he's going to lose his natural, and there's just nothing to contest this but a couple DTs. He's going to get up into the main, and then all hell is about to break loose for our poor Protoss player award. That's all right, though. He's up 2 games.
Shut down this pylon. He's going to make his way into the main probe line. And I think that is going to be all she wrote. Yeah, but we'll have to see. Maybe not. Maybe Ward's got something planned.
He can pull some probes out of thin air. Nah. So we're down to 5 probes. This is looking really grim. And these DTs are starting to clean up these Lings, but at what cost, man? He just lost both of his bases. He lost a majority of his production. And he's down to 1 probe. Yeah. That lone hero up here doing work, getting gas. Little does he know the entire economy is riding on this probe's shoulders. But yeah, that was insanely played by Pinecone, man. He's trying to figure out how to get back into this series. And I think he just found his... Oh! This mute is picking up. This is huge, too, man. Yeah, that's enough to... Yeah, so that's enough to call the tap out. And just like that, Pinecone will take game number 3. Awesome.
Shuts down the sweep, man.
Yeah, he's like, I will not be disrespected by Protoss. You switch back to mech? Nah.
Yeah, I wonder if we see Ward switch back. Man.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I was just messing around.
All fun and games, you know, when you're 2-0 up, and then you're like, okay, that now.
All right. Oh man, that was a crazy ass series, dude. I'm enjoying tonight. Tonight we've had a lot of really good games.
I know, man. It's been really awesome. The show match was great. We've seen a lot of aggression. I think probably 2 weeks ago was probably the most. There was where it was like really cheesy games. We were speeding through the bracket. It was probably the most aggressive we've ever seen it. But really awesome play tonight, man. A lot of different styles meeting tonight.
Yep, absolutely. And on top of that, we got 20 follows on the night and 2 donations for $10. So thank you guys very much, both Carter and Casey R. Burton for the donations. And thank you to all 20 people for the follows. We will run down the list at the end of the night, as we always do. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We eat good food now.
We buy good food now.
All right, man. Getting into game 3 here. It's been a long night, man.
Yeah, it has been a long night, but it's been a good night, man. I don't mind putting in the time as long as we get awesome games like this. And it has been a night of awesome games. And this could be our last match, technically, because Ward isn't messing around anymore. He's done playing games, and he is busting out Terran again. So...
You know it, man. We'll have to see if he wants to go that mech style too. If he does, Pinecone at least has one, major thing going in his favor in that he has played against it 2 games in a row, so he should be familiar with that style at least.
Yeah, absolutely. He should kind of know what's coming down the line if he sees it early enough and can do something about it.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Our blue Zerg player in the top right-hand... Oh, shit. Let me check overlays so we don't have to do this twice. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Our blue Zerg player in the top right-hand corner of the map. Coming at you from Micro Gaming, it is Pinecone. Currently down 1 game in this best of 5.
And his opponent currently up 2-1 and looking to close it out and become the NSL Week 12 winner, the Red Terran from Clan Just. It is Ward.
Boom. And it should be noted, if you win the Nydus, you get immortalized on our website at thenydus.com. We do a nice little art up. Wow, I couldn't speak there.
What is an art up?
Yeah, we do a nice little write up about how the tournament went, and we'll put a little paragraph up. GIGGLEBEAR will rather because he's awesome, and we'll link back to the VODs. And yeah, you get immortalized on our wall of fame. So thank you guys very much for participating, and that's what happens if you win. On top of the $10 cold cash that gets delivered instantly to your PayPal. So.
Indeed, man.
Another
way to get immortalized on the website is to be a donator, and we have a donations page. We seriously appreciate every donation that comes in, so we like to make sure we shout out people individually and, like you said, kind of immortalize them on the website to make sure people know who the saviors of esports are, man.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and drop a link to these awesome people of that wall so people can kind of check it out. But thank you to everyone who has donated and has participated. Participation is just as big as money to us, man, because without people coming back each week, we wouldn't be able to do these tournaments. So yep. Thank you. But yeah, back to this game. We have a little bit of stuff coming down now. So a second barracks, dude. A second barracks. That's enough to tell me that he is not making it happen in this game.
Yep, looks like, yeah, the second refinery not coming down either. I believe this is going to be a 2-1-1. We'll have to see. Taking a look at Zerg's base. Speed just started up now as he does take half of his probes and brings them down to the natural.
Yep, absolutely. They're asking if they think it'll be bio or mech. They're 90 seconds behind us, so we already know the answer to that question. But yeah, they'll find out here in a little bit. We do run a delay because of the whole payout situation. This Reaper coming in here being pretty annoying. It's even going to get this drone. No, 2 drones, 3 drones. Yep. Man, when you take a grenade, it can start ripping through those drones. As now 3 have gone down to this single Reaper. And
yeah, this is pretty bad,
yeah,
man.
4 now. That's rough.
Yeah, every single drone that goes down is not one that you want to lose. Pinecone, you know, not building too many. I mean, he could be microing, needs to be saving them, but at a certain point when you're just taking so much damage, building spores and stuff, it's basically going to be the same as like losing them, you know.
Oh, shit. We have come full circle, and we have Starship Troopers going down in our chat, man. I support that. The only good bug is a dead
awesome,
bug.
dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what TVZ always reminds me of. I'm glad it gets brought up every time.
Hell yeah, man. By the way, Jay Balema, what is up? Dutchy, how's it going, man?
Dutchy, joining
Thanks
us.
for
What's
stopping
up?
by. So it looks like Ward is just now saturating his second base as it becomes an orbital. Starting to get the reactor on the factory. I believe the starport is just about to come down too, yeah.
Give me the starport.
The starports.
Yeah, he's over here Reaper microing, so I'd imagine we get that starport here any second. But he just wants to poke up in here and kind of see what he's dealing with, which I think is a good decision too. Fucked around, stayed too long though. Yeah, so now we'll get our starport. Okay, there we go. All is right in the world, and 2-1-1 is continuing.
Yep. So pretty standard issue from Terran. Looks like Baneling Nest did finish up from Pinecone, so he's going to have the ability to build some Banelings if he wants to. Looks like he's actually getting across the map to do a big Bane bust here,
yeah.
Which could definitely catch Terran off guard if the wall is not up, or if Terran is picked up in their medevacs and is going to drop the 2-1-1.
It was all mind games, dude. Pinecone wanted to come back from a 2-point deficit, dude. He wanted to give us our game number 5, and for that, I thank the man. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. The thing he has going for him, right, is 2 bunkers. That's a huge deal. But this is a lot of Banelings, dude. That's a lot of Banelings.
Yeah, I know, right? So many Banelings.
Dutchy's saying, I get so much hype, but my chat seems empty lately. Sorry, man. I just started school. I haven't been able to watch anywhere near as much StarCraft as possible. But I am going to see this huge Baneling bust come in. That was pretty nice. If he can get these mines down. Damn.
But so we may be able to clean this up, and actually with SCVs, he more than likely will be able to. So very nice by Ward. He did lose some supply depots, but he was able to hold at the end of the day, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And whenever you can hold off that much aggression, it's got to feel good. And he's got to know that he has a drone count because of just how much larva was spent coming at his front wall. So if he holds on to this one, he's got to be in a much better position. And yeah, I was just about to comment on that. That mine was way off in the ghetto, but now it's in a much better spot, and it should be able to... Oh! That was a huge hit. It went from 3 kills to 15 on that single volley, and they should be able to clean this up now. Damn,
that
dude.
Man, that's rough.
Damn!
There it is.
Yep, and just like that, GG is called, and Ward will be our week number 12 winner. Congratulations to Ward, and very well played, dude. He's a monster.